Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be mid-May messages for Capricorn. What's up, Capricorn? What's going on? How you guys doing? I hope you guys are going... you're going well? Sure, you're going well, you're doing well, all the good stuff. Let's see. So these are the mid-May messages. So welcome in, guys. If you're semi-new around here, this is a semi-new reading that I've done for my channel. I mostly have ever really done monthlies, but I'm trying to change things up around here, so welcome in, guys. Alright, that's the main spread there. I'm going to shuffle now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. Timestamp is in the description box if you want to jump ahead, okay? Alright, Capricorn, let's get you a... Why can't I talk? Let's get you a... I almost said result, an outcome. Same difference, but I usually say outcome, okay? Let's get you an outcome for this mid-May period, okay? Outcome for Capricorn in mid-May, please. Outcome for Capricorn in mid-May. Whoa, flipped over in the middle there. There we go. Cool. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. Okay. Alright, Capricorn, let's see what's going on here. Please show me Capricorn's prominent energy in the mid-month period. Please show me Capricorn's prominent energy in mid-May, please. Okay, there we go. Alright, guys, so coming in to mid-May, you come in with this Two of Pentacles energy. So, having decisions on your plate, yeah, having to choose between possibly two or more things, two or more directions on which you, where you may go or where you may travel, or, you know, kind of a what's next kind of posture you have right now. And it's a lot, you know, like, you know, he's standing on the shoreline, right? Got that ship in the background. It's kind of dusk, or perhaps, you know, oh, that's a cloud. It's not, oh no, there is a moon back there. Yeah, so like dusk and sort of like this overcast kind of thing. So there's like a mystery or like a uncertainty about what choice you have to, not what your choice you have to make, but what the outcome will be. You know, obviously that's usually inherent with choice. You know, you can't be sure of the outcome. That's why we have choice. Like if we knew all of the outcomes for everything we ever wanted to do, or every impulse we had, or every, you know, turn we took in our lives, if we knew the outcome, the concept or the connotation of choice would be absent from our understanding, right? So for you, Capricorn, there's a mystery behind what you're choosing, or the choice that you have to make. There's this uncertainty here. There's a, like, I feel in one respect you're sure. Okay, so I think the feeling of being sure is that you know you're at a crossroads of some type. You know that you're at this turning point, or a point of no return in a certain aspect or area of your life, Capricorn, and that you're sure of. Once I choose, once this thing happens, once I go left or right, nothing will ever be the same. Like that you're sure of. That you can bet money on, right? But what you're choosing between, I don't know that either you don't know what you're choosing between, like the options are fuzzy, the options aren't really well defined, or they haven't, in some cases they haven't come to you yet. Like some of you might be waiting for offers, or to hear back on something, or to get clarification on something. And then once you have all of that ironed out, then you can make the choice. So some of you are in this, I don't even know what the choices are, but when they come to me, I know that I will make a choice, and my life will never be the same after that point, okay? I think I'm about to sneeze. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. Thank you. Excuse me. I apologize about that. So some of you don't know exactly what you're choosing between, and like that's where the confusion comes in. That's where like this hazy, mysterious, you know, in the middle of the night, or you know, when the moon is high but it's still overcast, like you're just like, I don't know. Others of you already know what you're choosing between, left or right, up or down, A or B, whatever is before you. You kind of already know it, but what's mysterious to you is kind of like to what extent your choice will impact other people. Okay, there's like two groups. Like in both groups, everybody knows the choice will be, you know, have like this long rippling effect, like this everlasting effect or change in your life or in the lives of other people. All Capricorns know that, right? Who resonate with this message. The first group, you don't even know what the choice is, but when it comes to you and it's cleared up and you can clearly define it and clearly identify it, then you're ready to go, right? The second group, your choice is very, not simple, but your choice is already known to you. You know what your options are, but the ramifications of how it's going to affect other people, you're like, that's what's giving you the hold up. That's what's giving you the pros and cons and this weighing up of options. Because in one respect, if I went this way, I already know how it's going to affect me, but then, you know, this person is going to have something to say about it. This person's going to feel a certain way about it, and this might change the dynamic in that relationship. But if I go the other way, I'm going to be okay with the first two people, but then the third person is going to be like, oh no, Capricorn, like, doesn't, you know, value me, or Capricorn sold me out, something like that. So that second group, you're having to do a lot more negotiations or a lot more consideration of what other people will have to benefit out of your choice, okay? Very kind of cryptic, because I feel this is like super general, you know what I mean? Like, this can be choices in work, this can be choices within your family, this can be choices as far as personal choices for yourself. Do I want to move to Texas? Do I want to move to the Netherlands? You know, something like that. All of you are facing different choices, but the bottom line is this is, look, goddamn, I mean, looking at everything around it, yes, I mean, this is like a no turning back. You know, you've got all majors around your starting point where you're at the precipice of something. You're at the turning point of something. And all these majors around you just energetically feels like we're wrapping something up, or we're starting into something new, or both of those things at the same time. Ending one chapter, diving straight into a new chapter, hitting the ground running, and really being proactive about it, okay? Now, not the caution, but the hiccup, or I suppose the catch, is with the Two of Pentacles is, being that it's Pentacles energy, you're not rushing this choice, or the choice or the options are not coming to you quickly. Pentacles are slow energy, they're very methodical, they're very paced, right? And the idea of Pentacles governing things of the physical world that we live in here in the 3D, things you touch, taste, see, smell, all that good stuff, and things that you value, money, job, security, and time, that indicates that things in your physical world are not going super fast. So for those who are kind of itching, I think that's a few of you who are like really itching to get things going. Sorry. But for the majority of you, I feel you're actually going to be okay with this pace. I think it's going to give you the time that you need to really go over the details, to really iron out, you know, or excuse me, not iron out, but like I said before, weigh the pros and cons and really figure out which choice is the right choice, okay? Now, all this major that's going on around you, wow. So for some of you, obviously, there's going to be two people. You know, that's what a lot of people come to tarot to hear, or not to hear, but just to get clarification on. Because I think one of the main draws to tarot is love and relationships, right? And you clearly have two people here, some of you, not all of you. So let's go with that storyline real quick. And it's not to demean your experience. I'm not trying to rush it because, oh yeah, whatever. It's not that I don't care. It's just, it's very clear. Here you are. Here's one. Here's number two. And that might not be true, but let's go with it. So, okay, thank you. So behind door number one, bachelor number one, or bachelorette number one, is the Strength card, represented by Leo. It doesn't have to be a Leo in your life, Capricorn, but they can be. So your first person, again, this is only for those where you're choosing a person. For other situations, I will get into that. So if this is a person, they're very fierce, they're very loyal, they're very loving, they're very bold, they're very vivacious, all that good stuff, right? You know, all the qualities of Leo. But then I'm also seeing like this idea of demon, okay? Now, you can take that as heavily or as lightly as you want, but there's this idea of a demon. There's this idea of someone is embattled with something, okay? Could be addictions, could be embattled in terms of work or family life or finances, but this person is a fighter, or they have recently been in a fight. Possibly a physical fight, but does not have to be. But this person has been embroiled in something, really, really like called to task and having to bring out their own inner strength, their own resilience to, you know, fight on and continue to put up a fight. Are they fighting for you? Is this person like your knight in shining armor? I don't know. I don't want to get like all dramatic and romantic about it, but sometimes that is people's real lives. So if that's you, cool. That's person number one, right? Person number two, again, this is only for if you're choosing between two people. The Lover's card of Gemini. They don't have to be a Gemini, but the qualities would be you and them would make a pair, like an incredible pair, like almost too good of a pair. Or there's a certain similarity between you. There's a symmetry between you. You balance them out. They balance you out. Something like that. And there's passion here. But the thing that I'm feeling with this person is there's a little bit of flight of fancy. They're hard to pin down, or you're hard to pin down. Or when you guys get together, it's so explosive that, you know how sometimes like things are so magnetized, but then they also repel at the same time. Like something comes together like this, boom, and then they explode. And then like the actual central pieces or the central parts of them actually end up bouncing off of each other. So it's like that. There might be like an ebb and flow between you and the second person. They might be in and out of your life. They might be somebody who you've known to be flighty. Like if you've never been involved with them before, you can see their pattern, you know their track record, okay? But the passion is there. There's like a deep attraction there. You would be attracted to the strength person too, but they might stand alone. The strength person, whoever it is, Leo or not, doesn't matter. But they might stand alone in the sense of they might be so wrapped up in their own drama, wrapped up in their own life, their own issues, that they're not really looking available, or they're not even looking at you, but you're attracted to them. Or maybe you guys are like ships in the night. Like we know we like each other, but there's something off about this connection. Like we can't really lock it down. You could lock it down, parentheses, temporarily with the Lover's card. But I feel the choice between these two people is actually pretty vexing. And again, I think most of you appreciate the time it's taking to really get a clear sight on who would be best partnered for you. Because if they're in the middle of something, the strength card person, maybe they need time to sort something out before they can give you an answer, or before they can make an offer to you, or before you guys can actually make an actual connection, before you guys can actually go on a date, something like that. In terms of this person, if they're out there sowing their wild oats, or you know, they're saying things to you that sound great and they're very effusive and very affectionate towards you one second, but then they kind of blow away in the wind, you kind of get left with this rope-a-dope. I don't know if I'm coming or going with this person. And so you might need that time to reflect and really evaluate. And that's what's going to happen in either case. So that's for people. Let's go ahead and move on past that. So if you're not dealing with people, you're single Pringle, or you're married and you're happy, you're committed and you're happy, it's not a romantic choice between people. What you are choosing between Capricorn, or what is coming down for you, is with that strength card. Like, I feel this is, you know, kind of touching a little bit on that being embroiled. I think you're choosing to fight a good fight in some type of way in your own life, whether that's in your personal life, with your family, with your career, or whatever, and having to not face your demons, but face adversity. In this case, if we're talking non-romantic senses, okay, you need to choose whether you're going to stand up and fight for yourself, stand up and fight for a cause, or your project, or your creative idea, or your role in the family. You know, I may not be the head of the household, but I do contribute to the household, and here's how. And there's this demonstrative energy with the strength card. If you choose to go this route, Capricorn, you would have to expose yourself, essentially. Because a part of strength is being vulnerable in this case, being willing to explain, or being willing to show the belly. You know what I mean? Like, much like a cat, you know, I hate to, you know, draw like similarities between, you know, the lion and cats, but it's like that. If you get a cat to lie on its side or even on its back, that means you have the trust of the cat. So some of you are going to have to show your belly in order to gain the trust of somebody, and that takes strength. Because Capricorn, you're not one to want to be vulnerable. You're not one to want to be at the mercy of others. You like to have control. You like to be in the driver's seat. You like to have your own autonomy. And it's not to say you can't have autonomy when you show your belly, when you show vulnerability, but some of you might perceive it that way. It puts you in a position, like I said, of being at someone's mercy or being in need of another person. And that can really rub a lot of Capricorns the wrong way. So it's a little nuanced, you know, in order to be in order to exhibit strength, you kind of have to be soft, or you have to kind of be vulnerable and open yourself up and express yourself in a way that maybe you haven't expressed yourself before. And that might be strange to you. Okay. Your second choice would be, again, the Lover's card, where I think you would have this aspect of playing the game, right? Sort of going with the beat of the drum that someone else is setting, somebody else's tempo. And that's kind of weird with the Lover's card because, you know, oftentimes when I get the Lover's card, especially in this deck, I get like a lot of freedom, a lot of expansion, or in the case of the romantic thing that I was just sensing, where, oh, I can just go here or here or here, like this go wherever, roll with it. And I think that's sort of what I'm getting here, a roll with it. So if this is professional, your job, or even your family, I'm getting the sense that things are copacetic enough. You could deal with it. And maybe that's it. Maybe some of you see, if I stick it out with the way things are going now, I will reap a benefit in X amount of months, X amount of years, business, family, whatever we're talking about, right? So you might have to swallow your pride. You might have to kind of eat a little humble pie, or you might have to stay a little quiet, play the long game, right? That has its benefits. That causes you to make a head over heart decision, which is something a lot of times you'll hear tarot readers say about the Lover's card, making a head over heart decision. In this case, that would be it. You know, if the Strength card, again, associated with Leo, is associated to that heart center of all of us, where we lead by our passion, we lead by, to some degree, our intuition, you know, that soulful thrust forward in life, right? Using the phrase head over heart, instead of doing that, instead of acting almost impulsively or showing that vulnerability and opening up my heart center, I'll keep it closed for now, or I'll keep it kind of muffled, kind of filtered, and I'll go along with the program. And Gemini, or excuse me, the energy of Gemini that's embodied in that Lover's card would do that. Gemini is very crafty, you know, Gemini will play the game, you know, and that's not to call a Gemini or that energy or those people two-faced, but that's something that they're known for, right? They have the ability to kind of wear several different masks or wear several different hats. One moment they're this person, the next moment they're like that. And they can shuffle themselves into different, they can shuffle themselves, but they can insert themselves and sort of become a part of any social scene or any social situation or any business situation and fit themselves in. So there's this idea of playing the long game for the sacrifice of your heart and your passion. Okay. So apply that where it needs to be. Now you all come back together, romantic and everybody else, you all come back together for this Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So Major Arcana card, Wheel of Fortune, is for ruled by Jupiter. So it's associated with Sagittarius. It's also associated with the fixed signs. So that's Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius. None of those signs have to play a role in your life. It's just to give you a little information on the tarot, okay? So, but the big part about Wheel of Fortune is time, right? It's this idea of things coming into your life and out of your life on divine timing, right on schedule, right on time, yeah? So some of you are going to feel a little bit of a crunch with this choice that you have to make, right? No matter when it comes, even if it comes 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks from now, doesn't matter. You're still going to feel a little bit of a pinch. Others of you, you're going to feel relieved, like you're anticipating the choice, or you're anticipating the moment where all of the details are given to you, everything is understood by you and everybody involved, and you get to make your choice. So that's where the fortune comes in. Some of you are going to feel like, oh my God, I don't have enough time, or I wish there was more time for me to make this choice. Others of you, you're like, yes, this is exactly when I need to make this choice. This is exactly when I need to decide where am I going next, or who am I going to be with next, things like that. The other part of the Wheel of Fortune is kind of like, what dose do you need? What medicine does your life need right now? Okay. I find that sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes the Wheel of Fortune is sort of like this attempt to make something better, even if the medicine doesn't taste great, right? You know, you can think of that as a big old spoonful of cod liver oil, or like Robitussin, or anything that's unpleasant to take from a medical perspective, if you want to, you know, kind of have an analogy like that. And that's for the group of you who you're feeling vexed about the decision, you're nervous, you're anxious about the decision, or you just kind of want to get it over and done with. You know what I mean? Like, you're not really looking forward to it. So you take the medicine knowing it's going to make you better, but man, the experience of actually downing the liquid down your throat or making the choice is like the unpleasant part, okay? Other times, so what was my point in that? Oh, because, you know, the Wheel of Fortune, like I said, because of divine timing, it gives you what you need when you need it, even if you don't necessarily like it. You don't like the taste of that medicine. It makes you want to hurl, it makes you want to vomit, but you take the medicine knowing that it's going to make you better. So you know whatever is coming towards you in terms of choices, it's going to make your life better. You just have to figure out which choice is the right choice, right? So that's kind of where the vexed part comes in, or I think the grand part of being vexed is which choice is the right choice, okay? The other part about Wheel of Fortune is expansion. That's kind of related to the Jupiter tie-in, right? Where we're looking at going from sort of a narrow view or a narrow experience and broadening it, and opening yourself up. So this could mean, in terms of who you're choosing, for those where it's people and relationships and things like that, who's going to be a better partner in crime for you, you know, romantic or not. You know, this could be, you know, for some of you, who you're going to live with next. Maybe I don't have many super young viewers on this channel, but maybe you are within your right to choose whom you're going to live with, your mom or your dad, okay? And so you want to take into consideration, no matter who this is or what type of relationship this is, who's going to partner well with me? You know, I have a boyfriend, or I have a girlfriend, or I have an ex, or whoever. It doesn't matter. Is it this person or is it this person? And the Wheel of Fortune is asking you, who's going to enhance your life? You know, who's going to help you broaden your horizons? Who's going to be the person who supports you, who offers you, you know, advice, sound advice, and wants to see the best for you, okay? That's what you have to consider, and that's kind of what, you know, you will discern on your own. I can't see, because regardless, again, if it's romantic or not, the Strength card person and the Lovers card person, I see the attractiveness in both of them, just from what I saw. Here goes somebody who's strong, who can, you know, withstand adversity, who might struggle in terms of, you know, actually getting up the gumption to fight, but they have like longevity behind them. That Strength card person. This person here, even though they might be hard to pin down, or might be hard to get in contact with, or create a not a substantial, but a solid, not solid, but a grounded, thank you, that's the word, grounded relationship with, they would be a lot of fun. They would be somebody that you would always have great vacations with. It would be somebody that you could always talk to. You know, Lovers, again, related to Gemini, amazing communication, intellectual, all that good stuff. So if you're wanting to get married, or if you're wanting something more stable, go with the Strength card person. If you're wanting things to be open, if you're wanting things to kind of be free form, go with the Lovers card person. Like, to me, I can see objectively both sides. So again, if that's choosing between your mom or your dad, my mom is the rule enforcer, my dad is the fun one. If you want to be with the fun person, choose to live with the fun person. If you want to be with the person who's going to, you know, be on top of you for your studies, make sure that you're applying to colleges, make sure that you're doing all the things you're supposed to do because you need that discipline in your life, go with the Strength card person. Okay? Does that make sense? All right, so your outcome, Capricorn, no matter who you are, is the Eight of Wands. So basically, it's showing there will be talks, there will be communication, there will be things for you to consider. There are going to be ideas and perceptions and points of view coming and going. So you might be in conversation with friends, you might be in conversation with business partners, you might be in conversation with your family members, whatever. And so there's just a rapid exchange of ideas, as rapid works for you. Some people that's like 15 text messages a day. Other people it's 1,500 text messages a day. It's all relative, right? But there's this idea of, I feel more than you've ever, or many of you, more than many of you have ever been open to it. There is this dialogue, or there's a desire for dialogue. There's a desire for you to speak with people, or one person in particular, and get things cleared up, get insight, get some type of sounding board, perhaps. Some of you just might need to offload on a friend, like, girl, I need to come over. I need to talk to you. Help me with this situation, or I need your opinion on something. So I think that is more symptomatic, or it's part and parcel of how and how you're going to go about the decision-making process with that Two of Pentacles, okay? Also, for those where you're not even sure what the choices are, this would help clear up those choices. Having discussions or having communication come into you, emails, text messages, you know, for God's sake, snail mail in some cases, or just meeting people, you know, or meeting up with people that you haven't seen in a long time. You know, maybe in, you know, the Strength card person or the Lovers card person is someone that you haven't seen in a few months or a few years, right? And you reconnect with them, and then you get clarity, you know what I mean? So whatever you're dealing with, whatever choices, whatever area of your life this is talking about, Eight of Wands. I like that for you because I feel you need it, you know? I don't think you're necessarily too caught up in your own head right now, Capricorn, but I think it's going to be helpful to hear other sides. Number one, I don't feel you're in a position to be influenced. I think it's just informational, right? I don't think that you would get into a conversation with anybody and they're going to sway you to their side. Oh, don't pick that person, or don't go with that project, or don't go live with that family member. You should go here. Like, you're just listening. You're not really looking for someone else to make the decision for you, but it might help them to contextualize it for you. It might help them to kind of fill in the little gaps, you know, color in the edges where, you know, things aren't necessarily, you know, so clear for you, okay? Overall energy for this mid-month period is the Ten of Wands. So that makes sense to me. But I'm actually feeling, you know, because a lot of times you'll hear in tarot, like 10 is the culmination point. It's that final push over that last mile, or that leap over that last hurdle. I really feel that's at work here, because the Ten of Wands is about carrying burden. It's about being shouldered with something that is really difficult and it's hard to bear, but you must bear it. Or you've worked so hard, why give up now, is kind of the energy here also. So you've been, some of you have been worried, or you've been, like I've said before, vexed about this decision, or about whatever stage or phase that you're at in your life. You've been worried about that. And I feel many of you, this is hinging on a transition of some type. Closing one chapter, starting another. Walking out of one door, opening another. You know, it's like that almost seamless, like I said, transition. We move from here to here. But it's that movement of here to there, from this to that, which is the hiccup. It's like that in-between space, like that, you know, if you think about it as turning a page, like that, you know, the paragraph ends at the top of the page, and then you have all that blank before you turn the page, and then the chapter starts on this next page. That blank space, that in-between space of where the period of the previous paragraph and then the number of the chapter for, you know, chapter 15 or whatever it is, like that in-between space gives you this for some reason. Or it intensifies this, or it makes this feel so much heavier, you know? So that has to do with time or timing. That has to do with those lack of details that some of you have. That has to do with perhaps you know, like I said, weighing up those pros and cons. Do I go the route of being vulnerable, or do I go the route of playing the game a little longer, playing the long chess game, so that I can have the ultimate benefit? Whereas going with the strength option in terms of family or business or something else would involve a little more vulnerability. It would involve me exposing more of myself. You know what I mean? So that, I don't know which way to go, blank space, in between spot, that's where that burden is like heaviest for you, I think, okay? Capricorn, that is your mid-May message. If you liked it, well, you've got some things you can do. You can hit the like button and let me know that you enjoyed yourself here. You can leave a comment. Let me know how this resonated for you. I love to read that kind of stuff. And of course, you can share this across your different social media platforms. That would really help a girl out. If you have not subscribed already, maybe this is the first time you've seen me. Hi, how are you? But if you've been coming back, or even if you're brand new and you liked what you saw here, hit me with a subscribe, guys. I would love to see that happen. I've had incredible growth over the past month and a half, 2 months really on the channel. I've really enjoyed it. I see that I'm reaching different people, so that's all down to you guys. You know, I can only suggest my content to so many people. I don't know many people. So really the growth that I've experienced thus far with the channel, I would like to see that continue, and that's always down to the viewers. So if you want to continue to like, share, subscribe, and comment, that would be amazing. Capricorn, I will be back semi-soon. I'm going to be bringing in the June readings, and I don't know if I mentioned it in the top. I might have like flubbed my intro. If you did want a personal reading with me, yeah, I don't think I told you guys this. If you want a personal reading with me, the information is down in the description box below. You can go ahead and follow those steps. It's pretty simple. And if you've been wondering about it, or if this is your first time and you're like, oh man, I really like this reading, I would suggest doing that soon, because once June 1st hits, I'm going to introduce different readings to the channel. And for the most in-depth reading that I offer, the price will go up, okay? Right now it's set to $25. That's, I think, pretty comparable. I think that's pretty fair. But for that most in-depth reading, that price will go up on June 1st. So if you want to get that now at that lower price, that's amazing. If not, you can wait until later and you'll see the other different readings that I offer on the channel at a lower price. Regardless, I would love to work with you if you want to work with me. Okay? Capricorn, thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.